Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Miss JJ, Jacqueline Richardson, Jackie, Deja, whatever y'all call me. As y'all see, I'm having a rough morning. I need to get to fix my hair. um, Gotta thank God that we awoke. You know, we gotta be thankful. Um, I wanted to let y'all know about this new app they have out. Not all states have it. Uh, it's called the Slow COVID app. I learned about it yesterday. Listening to my governor, Governor Cooper. Those that don't know, North Carolina's governor is Governor Cooper, and he's been doing a wonderful job monitoring this COVID and getting businesses to do what they need to do to make sure we don't catch that thing. And now we have an app called Slow COVID. So that app is to help us learn who had COVID or have COVID, so that way we won't get too close to them, so we won't be subjected to catching the virus. And I think it's a wonderful thing, especially with me working at Amazon and also working at Instacart. I come in contact with a lot of people, and you just don't know, who is who and who has what. And it's not that we're shaming them, we have to learn what's going on with this thing. We don't know, so how are we really catching this thing? So that app is a wonderful thing. Y'all go to the App Store on Google Play or on Apple and download the app for your city. And in that way, y'all will be able to tell, who you come in contact with. It doesn't tell any names. It doesn't tell your location. All it does is let you know that you around someone that could possibly have the COVID. So, y'all invest in that. It's free. Okay. So when I say invest, you're investing in your health. Just to check on, who may have it and they're around you, and we're now they're opening up all the states, and we're coming closer and closer to more and more people, so people coming up out of quarantine, and more things are opening up, and we're getting closer and closer to people. So it will be an excellent thing to invest in your phone. I know our phones don't hold with so many apps, but sometimes we got to delete some things to invest in ourselves. Well, today, the weather's pretty good outside. It's sunny, but it's still a little cool, and it's affecting us because we're not used to it getting so cold so fast here in North Carolina. We're used to still warm weather, so it's kind of shocking to our bodies right now. And it's messing with my allergies. Well, not my allergies, my sinuses. My sinuses is really bad right now. Got a lot of phlegm going on up there. And I got to get my body back into the swing of things. And it takes me longer now to get up and get myself together due to the fact of it being colder. But today we're going to talk about meditation. I want to teach our kids and even some adults that don't know about meditation. Meditation is something to help you relax. You got to relax your body and your mind. We go through a lot of stress, on a daily basis. I mean, with our families, with the worldly stuff, and a lot of people are getting weak mentally and physically. Have some people, of course, that's been weak. They just don't know how to deal with issues and problems. However, we have people like us that's not that weak, and oh geez, y'all, I'm getting a call in, and Ija, call your dad and see what he wants, because he's calling in the middle of my podcast. He always has a way to interrupt. Can you call him for me, please? You heard me? Okay. That's my significant other. He's calling, so I hope nothing happened. And this is what I've been talking about, the stress of the family. I always got to be ready for the stress of the family, whatever may happen. We just don't know, so we have to keep our minds clear. At first, I want to start with some of the foods that we should eat to medicate our brain. Natural foods. What's wrong? Is something wrong with him? Egypt, is something wrong with him? Oh, really. We want to talk about the natural foods that we eat. Everyday foods, to help our brain health. My favorite is avocado. Avocado's a fruit, and it has a good fat. So I eat that regularly. I'm gonna name a few others. Tomatoes. I don't eat tomatoes, but some people like tomatoes. That's also a brain healthy food. Beets. I don't like to eat beets straight up, so I put them in my smoothies. What else we got? Coconut oil. Coconut oil is another good fat that we can have for our brain. Herbs, sage, rosemary. Those are great for our brain. Walnuts, pumpkin seeds are also good for our brain. So these are some of the things that you have to implement in your life. Broccoli is good for our brain. That you have to eat on a daily basis to keep that brain health. Now, whether we know it or not, caffeine is good for our brain. It keeps us alert. A lot of people, stay away from the caffeine. Yeah, caffeine can harm you if your body can't handle it. Like, you have heart issues and stuff like that. Your body may not be able to handle the caffeine. It may make your heart flutter, so that's when people go to decaffeinated, coffee and stuff like that. Coffee can actually help us, but it also harm us as well because it messes with the belly, so that's why I don't do coffee. I know I've always had a bad stomach, so I don't do the coffee. I do the Red Bull. And the Red Bull also has taurine, which is good for the brain, to try to keep you alert. And, it wears off after a while because we don't get so much in a can of Red Bull. But some people take the pills. So you can get that at GNC, and that helps the brain as well. Now we want to talk about how we meditate. Most of the time, I can do it from the bed, but I like to sit on the floor. I sit on the floor, and everything else is up above me, and that's why I sit on the floor. And I'm able to be free, for that moment. That's why I meditate. You're free. You're letting everything that's in your head just go away. Now, I noticed a lot of people have told me, other people that I've come in contact with, they have told me they can't meditate to music or birds. Some people need quiet, straight quiet, I can meditate to the ocean. I can meditate to birds singing, or quiet. Okay. Some people like soft music. Like one of my clients, she would meditate every day, and she was one that needed the soft music. She could not relax unless she heard that soft music. And she kept telling me, she was like, well, Jackie, how? I want to learn, how? And she just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? She would still fight, trying to relax, hearing the birds or the ocean, And I would be real quiet so she can try to grasp it, and it still wouldn't work for her. She needed that music, So everybody is different. If one thing is not working for you, try something else, And you got to be in a quiet, calm place, Sometimes it's hard when you got children, but find that moment where you can go in an area by yourself and meditate, Sometimes, and I tell some of my friends, make the kids do it with you. because at that moment they're quiet, you're quiet, you can release. Okay, we have to release all that negative energy that we take in on a daily basis, because if you hold it in, that's what causes the body stress. So by us meditating, that's why we're releasing that negative energy. So what I normally do, is I put my hands on I turn them over, and I lay them on my lap, and I just close my eyes, and I let everything go, everything, and I listen to like the birds. Matter of fact, let me give y'all some examples. Alexa, can I hear birds chirping?
Here's something I found on the web. According to backyardchickens.com.
No.
When you hear it chirping.
No, Alexa, you're messing up. Alexa, can I hear a song with birds chirping? She ain't acting right this morning. Alexa.
She's good for waves, and Google's good for the chirping.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Alexa. See, I didn't know that Alexa caters to the ocean waves, and the Google
I don't know that one.
caters to the chirping. Egypt just told me. I didn't know. Alexa, can I hear ocean waves?
Here's Ocean Waves by Joe Baker on Amazon Music.
Okay. So you would put on something like Ocean Waves, whatever makes you comfortable, Or you can act like me. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't even use Google or Amazon. I listen to the birds. My birds outside, they're always chirping, and they give me that release, But some people don't have that birds chirping on a regular basis. So you have to use something like Amazon or Google, or even your phone on YouTube. They have them on YouTube. And you put it on, and you just, everything that you've thought about for the last 24 hours, and this is why we need to do this daily. Okay, this is not something that we do every other day, or whatever the case may be, when you feel like you're fed up. If you do it daily, you won't get to that point of fed upness. Okay, so if that's a word, okay, you won't get to that point of being so fed up that you're just about to lose it. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that your body doesn't see that point. So, I lay my arms here. You can do it from the bed, you can do it from the floor. I just like the floor, like I said, because I like to see things above me, versus me looking down, and that relaxes me better. I put my legs in the Indian position and put my arms down up like this. And I close my eyes and I breathe deep. I take deep breaths, Now, of course, today I can't fully meditate while I'm talking to you guys, because I will go into a deep meditation and y'all won't hear nothing from me. I just be sitting here, y'all looking at me. So I'm not going to allow myself to do that. But you just focus on the waves. Or the birds, or if it's soft music, this is what you focus on, and clear your mind, and just clear your mind. And then sometimes you can meditate so hard to where you will actually go into a deep meditation, like a sleep, okay? But you're woke, but you're asleep, and sometimes it takes for people to like wake you up out of it, that means that your body has like accepted this relaxation and it wants it bad. So you go into this deep meditation. And it's nothing to be afraid of. Some people are afraid to meditate. They're afraid to allow their bodies to relax. But it's a good thing, people. Don't be afraid of something that can help you. I've been meditating for a long, long time. I would say since I was young. I was real young. I started meditating when I got sick. I was 17 years old when I got sick. And I started meditating back then. And the way I was meditating then is different from now, but it helped. But the way I meditate now, it helps even more, especially with me eating the foods that my brain needs. Now, when you're listening to these waves of birds, you have to just focus on that. Okay? That's why you can't have the kids running around. You can't have people talking to you. You know, you have to have that moment. And that's why I tell a lot of parents, get your children to do it with you. You pick a time and you say, hey, it's meditation time. Me and Egypt meditate all the time. You know, I have a friend, you know, she was like, oh, I'm so stressed out. I just want some time for myself. I want to meditate. And I said, okay, well, get the children together and meditate. You know, and sometimes this is what we got to do just to get that moment of relaxation. You know, we know when we go to sleep, we get relaxation, but that's for our bodies to sleep and our brains to sleep as well. But you're not conscious when you're sleeping. Okay, you got to actually be woken up. You know, where in meditation you're still conscious, but you're relaxing that mind and that body as well. I always meditate right after I work out, you know, because my body is not burning, but you know when you get a workout and your body's been worked out, you can tell your body's been worked out. So I'm like kind of tight, you know, that's the word I'm looking for, kind of tight. So I will meditate right after the workout to loosen my body up, you know, because you've been pushing your body and pushing your body and pushing it. You know, you working out, trying to get it in. And your body has been shocked by all that working out you've done. So now it's time to relax it. And that's where the meditation comes in. Meditation, I'm going to tell y'all what meditation does for me. Meditation helps me not only relieve stress, but it also helps me get rid of fears. It helps me overcome something that I thought I might not overcome. You know, I hate to bring him up, you know, but Floyd Mayweather, he's one that meditates. I've pretty much learned my process from him, okay? Watching him with the boxing, the process of him doing the things that he does to get in that ring and win, okay? And when I learned it, okay, I said, okay, I understand now, you know, because if your body is not relaxed enough and you go in the ring, you're going to fail, you know. And we've seen Floyd Mayweather beat some people that we never thought that he would beat, you know, and he would never touch the ground, okay. And that's because he always made sure that, you know, of course he had his skill together. But in order for him to get his skill together, he had to meditate and keep his mind free. You know, there's an exercise that Mayweather does that I'm like, how can he do it? I forgot how to explain it, but this particular exercise that he does is like, to me, it's like, and now I get my body to do a lot of things. You know what I mean? Because one, as they say, you know, they call it double jointed. I was double jointed as a child, so I was able to get my body to do a lot of things. But this particular thing that he was doing, this workout, and I'm like, how is he doing that? I can't get my body right. I can't get my body to do this thing. And it all comes with meditation, you know. And I will get to that exercise one day. Just not now, you know what I mean? I got a lot of things going on, but one day I will have the free time to actually work on that. And this is what meditation can do for you. Meditation, if you meditate hard enough, continue to keep your mind free and allow your mind to tell you that you can do it. It can be done. You're going to be able to do it. Okay? And that's just the facts. Okay? And if anybody see Mayweather out, ask him. He'll tell you what I'm telling you. You know, and he's never told me this, but I know for a fact because I meditate as well. And I overcame things that I thought I couldn't because I was able to think straight and focus. You know what I mean? So With that being said, it's a proven fact that if you say to yourself, I'm going to punch this wall and knock it down, and you try every single day and you can't get it down, but you meditate and clear your mind and focus on how you need to punch this wall in order for the whole wall to shatter, okay? If you did that every single day and you learned the process, and this is why I tell you, I talked about this yesterday, trust in the process, not only with retail, music, business, even with your body, you have to trust the process, okay? When your mind is clear, you can see things differently. So, just like I'm going to use this for instance, you know those games when you go to the amusement park and it has the big claws and it goes to grab the that stuffed animal or whatever case it may be, and you do that about 100 times, and you say, I just can't get this animal, and you'll see this one person come up, put their money in, and they gauged it, they watched it, wasn't nothing else on their mind, and that little claw go right over there and pick it up. And you say, how did they do that? Their mind was clear, so they was able to focus on every little detail. If I push it this way, a little bit this way, not that much this way, that way, I can grab it. Where your mind was focusing on all this other stuff, plus trying to get this particular stuffed animal. This is how people overcome certain things, because they keep their minds clear and they're able to focus. Okay, it plays a big part in our lives, people, and y'all got to learn to protect your brain cells. Y'all think it's funny, sometimes when I tell people you better take care of that brain, and they laugh like it's not funny. You need to really take care of your brain cells in order for your brain to take care of you. Okay, a lot of people in college, they meditate, especially when they have all these papers, because sometimes they can overwhelm you in college. I've been there. It can become crazy, but you got to be able to focus. And if you can't focus, you're going to fail. So with that being said, this is why they college students learn to meditate. For those that don't have college in their life and don't learn how to meditate, or strenuous type of work, or things that they have to use their mind skills and able to focus, you need to meditate. Okay? Y'all are the people that need to meditate. Early morning, I notice a lot of people don't want to have breakfast. Okay? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If your body can wake up and get a full meal, it has something to work off of. Okay? This is why people be so tired and struggling, because they don't eat good breakfasts. You need something to burn off. Okay? Me, I try not to eat too heavy. Today I'm going to, because I have a taste for some home fries, and my family love home fries, so that's what we're going to be having. White potatoes or russet potatoes. Potatoes are very good for you, whether you know it or not. It can become fattening if you put too much oils and sauces and all kind of stuff on them. That's when they become really, really fattening. But potatoes are very good for you. So these are the things that we really need to watch out for. Staying focused, because your brain is going to start working against you. This is when you're going to start having all these negative thoughts. You won't be able to block out negativity. It's like, okay, sometimes some of the music that plays on the radio, you shouldn't be listening to this music. It's not good for your soul. It's not good for your mind. But you listen to it. Okay? If you was the type of person to meditate daily, you wouldn't even hear it when it's playing. Okay? You could block it straight out. You know, my kids, I'm going to use them for instance. They'd be calling me, Mom, 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 Mom. And I've learned through meditation to just block them totally out. They be screaming, Mom, Mama, because they don't be having nothing to say. And okay, you call me and I'm like, okay, what's wrong? Nothing. You just calling me. You know, so I've learned to block them out. So I meditate. My brain be clear. They calling me. I don't hear them. I block them out. I said, something wrong with mama hearing. It is a little bit something wrong with my hearing, but it ain't that much where I can't hear them constantly calling, Mom, 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 Mom. My daughter call me, Mom, Mom, Mom. I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Hello. I'm like, really? I'm doing 50 million things and you want to call me to say hello? It can drive you crazy. So I've learned to block them out. I don't know you really need me when you're standing in front of me. Or if I hear you crying. Okay? And that's what being self-conscious is about. Because you know how to block out one portion and then you're able to receive another portion that's going on. Okay? All at the same time. But you can't do that unless you meditate. Because you got to be able to clear your mind. Our minds take on a lot. Okay? And if your mind is not clear, you can't block out the kids over here screaming and hollering, Mom, 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 Mom. And then one kid goes and hurt themselves and you don't hear they crying. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why it's called being asleep while you walk, because you're still conscious. Okay? Where if you lay down in the bed and go to sleep, you're out. Okay? So it takes a while for you to come up out of that sleep for you to handle whatever's going on. But when you meditate, especially on a regular basis, you're able to block certain things out and then receive other things that's needed to be received. Okay, so that's what meditation does for us. I know it's scary, people. And I tell you, everybody says, oh, it's scary. Meditation is scary. Don't be afraid of what your body can do. That's your body. Don't be afraid of your body. You know, people say to me, this is the other thing I wanted to tell y'all. Now, y'all are out here drinking all this liquor, getting messed up. Toe up. Messing up your kidneys. When if you take small glass of red wine, you not only get tipsy, but you're helping your brain cells. Red wine, red grapes. All that helps your brain and your blood. Okay? So, y'all should think about it when y'all going out here trying to get drunk and party, which you should be getting drunk off of and partying with. That hard liquor really hurts the body, people. You know, it hurts your kidneys, hurts your liver, hurts your brain. You know, it's toxic. You know, when you start seeing a person throwing up from getting drunk, that's because they have alcohol poisoning. And I think I talked about this in one of my other podcasts, you know, about me seeing people get alcohol poisoning. So that's something that you really want to stay away from. You know, I used to drink a lot when I was young, and I barely got alcohol poisoning. My body was able to intake a lot of that alcohol. I would take Hennessy and turn it up. You know what I mean? And I'd be good. You know, Moet, that was another one of my drinks. I could drink a whole bottle and I was good. You know, but not everybody can do that. So I kept telling myself now, if I'm able to drink a whole bottle of alcohol and not throw up and not feel sick and get hangovers, what is it doing to the inside of my body? I had to think about that. And that's one of the reasons why I let it go. Due to my health issues. And my stomach too, because I was burning my stomach up with this Hennessy. You know? I get toe up. I used to when I was young. But I had to learn as I was getting older, you know. So, you know, with that being said, you got to take care of your body. And this is why I'm so, I'm not going to say obsessed with boxers or athletes. I'm just going to say athletes. Because they take care of themselves. Because they know if they don't, they won't win. You know, they have to work out. They have to eat healthy. You know, every now and again they're dip and dab, you know. But for the most part, they're not going to do that stuff every day. Believe it. Okay? Because they know their body is not going to be able to tolerate them acting out. Okay? Because that's what I call it, acting out, you know. They have to be cautious, you know, because before they go, especially boxers, before they go in the ring, they have to be tested for all kind of things, you know, because blood is being shed. You know, when you get hit, you bleed. You know, the next person, the blood may fly in the person's face, eyes, mouth, you know, when you boxing, you know. So if this person has something and I'm boxing them, I bust them in the mouth and their blood squirt all in my face, I can get whatever they have. So this is why they have to be healthy and they have to be tested and go to the doctors and they lose a certain amount of weight or gain a certain amount of weight. You know, this is why they do all of this stuff. You know, the same with NFL players and basketball players. They got to go to the hospital regularly, you know, get their physicals, know what's going on in their bodies. So that way they won't get sick or won't fail, you know. Like we've seen some basketball players get sick, like say on the court, you know, because they had ate something they ain't had no business. Or the restaurant wasn't right, so it made them sick. Or they might have been coming down with a cold or a flu or whatever the case may be. But other than that, these athletes have to stay healthy, you know, and they have to meditate because they need to go out there to win. So they have to focus on that and nothing else, you know. That's why with athletes, if something is really bad is happening in their families, they'll tell them, do you need to take time off? You know, it has nothing to do that. I mean, it's not the fact that we don't care about you, but we need you to focus. And we know you can't focus if you're worried about this going on. Okay? Your mind needs to be clear. So we'd rather you take that time, get your mind right, and then come back to this. You know? And, you know, some athletes may say, well, I don't want to let my team down. But you're going to let your team down anyway if you get on that court or get on that field or get in that boxing ring and you're not focused. Okay? So sometimes it's better to just pull back when you're not focused. You know, I'm going to use myself. Like with the music, I'm really not focused. You know, drop a song here and there. You know, that's the way I feel about it. Because I'm more focused on my brand that I'm about to give to the world. So that's not big for me, you know. I don't mind helping others. I don't mind giving support, you know. But it's not something that is in the beginning of my brain saying, I gotta win. I don't care. You know, what I care about is my diamond way. That's what I care about. You know, so that's what I'm focusing on. Everything else I can block out. You know, and that's how it's got to be in today's world with you, you know. For me, it's the music and my retail products or whatever the case may be. With some other people, it may be their kids and their husband. You know, certain things you want to block out, certain things you don't, you know. It can be somebody's workplace, you know. It can be whatever is really getting to you. You want to learn how to focus and block certain things out. You know. Now I come from, and I'm gonna tell y'all this again. I come from a company, Frito, and at Frito, you know, we all work together. You know, it was one thing my boss told me when I started with them. And he was like, you know, it's one thing our model here in the Baltimore zone is we don't use that's not my job, you know. We all work together so we can get whatever needed done, you know, in our shift or whatever the case may be. And I experienced something at my new job where some of the people just stood back and watched, while others took on a job that wasn't theirs, And that gave me a bad feeling inside, because I'm coming from a 500 Fortune company where we all work together in order to achieve. Okay, even if it means we had to take a loss for 10, 15 minutes, because if 5 of us are doing a job that's not our job to move on to the next, not everybody is being faulted or falling. Okay, we're all doing it together, so the time is cut. And that's the thing about Frito. They're big on how many people can be used to get a job done in a small amount of time. Okay? And these are the things that I was taught. These are the things that made me successful at Frito-Lay. And will make any company successful if people are on the same mind frame. Okay? But when you got people that's on a different mind frame and they haven't been trained properly, meaning the success of the business. Okay? So this is the key thing. When you bring in employees, okay, you have to give them the factors of the whole business in a whole. Okay? Why we need to do this. Okay? Because the big question is always why. So why we need to work out? Why do we need to meditate? Why do we need to eat right? Why do we need to help each other? Okay? It plays a big factor in the success of a whole business. Okay? And these are the things that I'm seeing out here when I'm, now that I no longer work for Frito and I go to these other companies. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, help me. I said, because some of these companies is just not ready. They're not ready to be top-notch companies. And it's sad that I had to run into a top-notch company for me to come back to the floor and start seeing these other things, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to go crazy. So now this is where meditation comes in, okay? I got to learn to accept certain things and block out certain things. So this is what's helping me coming back into this uneducated society, because I landed into an educated society that guided you through so you can be successful, and now I'm coming to a uneducated society that pretty much sets you up for failure if you're not one to just say F it. Okay? These are the things that I'm seeing out here today, And I haven't been away from Frito that long. It's only been, 7 years, And I know that some of these businesses want to come up to speed with it, And shout out to Kellogg's. Y'all also another big company that looks at us working together to make a dream work. You know what I mean? And to make those numbers happen, It's sad, when you've been, like I said, in one rim, and then you come to another, when you value certain things more than others, how do you fit in, and it's sad. This is why meditation is like really strong for me right now. I need to meditate because I'm dealing with a lot of new things that I'm not used to. I'm used to dealing with professional people, and things are now different, so I have to get my head on, how do you step down from being up here and now you're down here? So this is where meditation comes in to help me. And any of y'all that may experience this life, you know what I mean? You have people that can be so stressed out because they don't even have employment or have a job or have a way to make money, you know, and those are the ones we want to meditate as well, because that's when you start thinking about negative thinking. You know, you might want to go out and rob somebody or hurt somebody or hurt yourself. You know, you got a lot of people that just say they want to end it because they tired, you know. So this is where meditation plays a big part in your life, taking care of that brain health. You know, you may not be able to get the foods because you financially are not stable, and that's understandable. But still help your brain with meditation. Some help is better than no help. Okay, and I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm about to end this podcast. I love you all. Continue to meditate. Love yourself. Invest in your brain health. Pay attention to all your surroundings. You know, I was looking at this lady the other day. Guy the other day. And I was calling him. You know, I knew the guy and I was calling him. And he was like in a tunnel. And the other person I was standing next to said, he's not paying attention to his surroundings. And I said, yeah. And that's not a good thing. Okay? So we got to learn to meditate so we can always pay attention to our surroundings, especially when we're outside. You know, and I'm going to talk about that as well, how sometimes people can avoid getting hurt, being in the wrong place at the wrong time if they would have just paid attention to their surroundings. Okay? And put a plan together to get out of there quick, fast. You know, we're going to talk about that one day. I haven't decided what day yet, but meditation, like I said, we need to help our brains, y'all. You know, because I want to see people thinking better. You know, I'm starting to see so many kids wanting to commit suicide. You know, they're getting weak, you know, mentally because of what's going on in the world. Not only what's going on in the world, and it's, you know, this is why I wrote, and then I'm going to end this podcast. This is why I wrote that little piece on my Instagram about an 18-year-old telling them to vote. Okay? And how they feel and what they're thinking. You know, you got to see it from both sides, people. You know, y'all throwing all of this stuff at them and y'all crowding their brains and they can't think. You know, y'all doing more killing these people than they're getting killed on the street. Mentally, you know, and this is one of the reasons why I get on here every day to try to give y'all insight on how to overcome some of the stuff that they're throwing at y'all. You know, they're telling y'all, you know, y'all younger kids that y'all not worth nothing, y'all not doing this right, y'all not doing that, y'all only doing what society has thrown at y'all. And I get it, because I'm involved too. See, they're not involved in some of the things that y'all involved in. I'm involved because I have a 11-year-old daughter. I have a 18-year-old grandson. So I had to live this journey in this generation. But for those that don't have that and can't live this with y'all, they would never understand what y'all go through. You know what I mean? So I do have some type of insight, and this is why I speak up for you guys, because they're constantly pointing the finger. Oh, y'all stupid, y'all young kids. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all lucky. Y'all didn't have to go. Y'all don't even have to go outside if y'all don't want to. Y'all got the phones, and you know this is what they do to y'all, and I get it. It's one big world of bullying. You know what I mean? Until you fold or just can't deal with it anymore. So this is why I'm here to try to guide y'all through this. You know what I mean? And meditation plays a big factor, so y'all won't hear them. You understand? Y'all won't hear them. Because I don't want these kids constantly committing suicide. I don't want them constantly getting hurt or making bad decisions when they're not that type of person. But y'all, there's too many voices. There's too many voices for them. You know? So we got to clear their minds. And this is where meditation comes in at, people. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie, Deja. I love you all, and y'all tune in tomorrow. I'll see y'all then.